Second down and 6. Clark can't bring down Russell Wilson until now. Clark didn't give up. He missed the early sack and then came back around and brings down Russell Wilson inside the 40, a loss of 2.
I got to work, boy! Under pressure, hit and sacked. Kenney Clark. And he flew to the ball like a linebacker. They hit in the backfield by Kenney Clark. Cousins is hit and he's going to be sacked. Kenney Clark on the sack.
And we're back with your holiday edition of 4 Downs. This week's guest is not Santa Claus, although he hands out gifts when he's on the defense, and it's D-lineman Kenney Clark. Kenny, let's start with the defense. You guys are allowing 15 points or less in the last month of football. What happened, if anything, after the San Francisco game to lead you guys into such a play style?
Man, we just on the roll right now. We pressuring the quarterback well. You know, we locked in, just understanding, you know, how tough it is to win the game in this league, and understanding what it takes to be a playoff team. And I just think just to beat these, you know, great quarterbacks that we're going to get ready to play in these playoffs, you know, we got to lock in on, you know, our coverages, our rush lanes, doing what we got to do, playing complementary football with the offense, and just, you know, making plays on the ball.
And your play has been a big reason for that. 4.5 sacks, another 5 tackles for loss in the last 3 weeks. What's been the reason for the uptick, for the explosion in your play?
Man, I would just say just all the guys around me, man. Just, you know, Z, Preston, you know, Dean's been playing really well. So, you know, it's not like guys that you can, you know, double team, you know, on the line. You know, I'm taking advantage of the single blocks that I'm getting. And then when I get my pass rush snaps, I'm just going all out, man, and just, you know, just trying to make a play for the defense. And, you know, it's just working out for me right now.
You won't say it, but I will. Second most double-team D-lineman in the league. You can't block you with just one guy. Okay, going into Detroit, one more game left in the regular season before the playoffs. What's your guys' focus heading into Detroit?
Man, our focus is getting the win, and just, you know, however we get it, that's how we're going to get it. We need a win to secure this bye. It's a huge game for us, just to keep this momentum going. You know, we want to be playing great defense, playing great as a team going into this last playoff stretch, so that's the biggest focus for us right now.
Okay, let's switch up. Let's go a little holiday talk here. What was your favorite Christmas movie growing up?
Famous Christmas movie, I'd probably say Home Alone.
How about favorite Christmas song?
Christmas song.
Rudolph, Silent Night, Drummer Boy.
I'll go with Silent Night.
Best gift you got all time?
My mom gave me a motor scooter when I was younger, and I was asking for it for the longest. I think at the time I was like 8, and I was too young to be like riding a motor scooter around. She waited like 2-3 years like for me to get it, and I ended up getting a motor scooter. And like I rode that thing to like the wheels fell off, like to the engine broke down, like everything. So I love my motor scooter that I got when I was younger.
And last question, what'd you ask Santa for this year?
I asked him for a berth in the playoffs. We already got our hat and our T-shirt. We won the division. Can you please just let us get this playoff bye so we can take care of our bodies and go on a great run.
And you can take care of that Christmas gift this weekend by beating the Lions. I'd like to thank Kenney Clark. Wish everybody out there a happy holidays. See you in the playoffs.
Cousins under pressure immediately, hit and sacked Darius Smith. He's hit and sacked again. It was Darius Smith. Merry Christmas. He is Santa Claus.
The Minnesota Vikings averaged just 2.6 yards per play against the Packers. Of course, the headline act was Darius Smith, but his supporting cast weren't bad either, and that brings us to Kenney Clark. If you're as strong as Kenney, the game is pretty simple. Put the guy in front of you in reverse, shed him, and then team up with Dean Lowry to stop a run for no gain. Pass rush, how is this for a twofer? The club and swim, not once, but twice, and a bad night for Kirk Cousins just got worse. Kenney now has 4.5 sacks in the month of December. As a matter of fact, 9 of his career 16.5 sacks have come in the month of December. You're still owning December.
Oh yeah. You know, got another sack in December, so I mean, I guess it's cool to start calling me Mr. December now.
On second down, four-man rush and pressure, and down he goes. My goodness, Kenney Clark, what a start for this one. A tackle for a loss, and then a sack.
There you go, the second circle is Kenney Clark. So much about the sack numbers. This time, remember earlier in the game he came over James Daniels' side? This time it was Rashad Coward, number 69, the converted defensive tackle.
Second down and 6. Clark can't bring down Russell Wilson until now. Clark didn't give up. He missed the early sack and then came back around and brings down Russell Wilson inside the 40, a loss of 2.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Total Packers with Matt LaFleur, Larry McCarron, along with the head coach of the Green Bay Packers. And Matt, you took care of business against Washington. You are now 10-3, and that is a very, very good place to be.
It sure is. It always feels good to win, and although it didn't look as pretty as we'd like, we got the job done, and that's all that matters.
Matt, after the game, you said we left a lot out there. We have a lot to clean up. In retrospect, might you be being a little too hard on that game now you've had a chance to think about it?
You know, it's funny because every time you watch the tape, it's never as bad as it seems. It's never as good as it seems. So, but we just felt specifically from an offensive perspective, there were a lot of big plays that we left out there on the field, and then defensively, we'd certainly like to close out that game and not give up the score at the end of the game.
Aaron Jones, one of the highlights, Aaron Jones, 192 total yards. That was like a Pro Bowl performance, was it not?
It sure was. He did a great job, and it really started up front. Our guys were coming off the ball. I thought our tight ends blocked extremely well. I thought our receivers were getting involved and doing the little things, digging out safeties to help create some seams. And, you know, he made people miss. And then upon contact, he was finishing forward. And then to have a back that's versatile enough that where you can implement him in the passing game, that he makes a huge third down conversion catch on a great throw by Aaron Rodgers late in that game that really kind of got us going and led to a field goal.
Matt, let's talk about the tight ends. You begin the game by hitting him a wide open Jimmy Graham for 20, hit him again a little later for 25. You hit Robert Tonyan for a touchdown, and then later on just missed Jimmy Graham early in the second quarter for another big gainer. Is that one of those cases where you went into the game kind of scheming it, thinking we can do something, do some business with our tight ends?
Yeah, those were some specific plays that we thought we had a chance to get those guys open, and our guys went out there and executed it. So it was good to see those guys get involved.
Matt, could you give us a backstory on the 3rd and 14 in the fourth quarter when you hit Aaron Jones for 25 yards and a first down, and that part of that big drive?
Yeah, so it was a play designed. You never want to be in a 3rd and 14, first of all. The success rate is not very high, but we wanted to be aggressive in that situation. We trusted our protection, obviously trust our quarterback, and you know, it was one of those plays where we had Devontae running down the middle of the field on a Mike linebacker and the safety kind of squeezed, so Aaron went outside to Aaron Jones, and it was a huge conversion in the game.
It was part of a drive, 14 plays, 74 yards for a field goal, ate up more than 7 minutes on the clock. That had to be great to watch from your perspective and be a part of.
Yeah, it sure was. Specifically as you get going in that drive when the opposition knows you're going to run the ball, and we were able to sustain a lot of positive runs in order to get us in the field goal position.
Let's talk about the defense a little bit. 4 sacks, an interception, 2 forced fumbles, 262 yards, which is really manageable, and just 15 points allowed, which is great. What'd you think of that unit's work?
Yeah, I thought it was for the most part, it was pretty good defensive football. I think we started the game with 3 3-and-outs. They punted on the 4th possession. But certainly we're always going to look at what we could do better. And we gave up a 95-yard drive that led to a touchdown. And then just wanting that killer instinct to really close the door on an opponent. We never want to give up that touchdown drive at the end of the game.
Adrian Peterson, he was their workhorse, 76 yards, 3.8 a carry. That's kind of a manageable number, isn't it?
It sure is, but again, we have to do a great job being consistent in the run game. We knew that they were going to try to get their running game going, and by and large, we did do a great job, but there were a couple big runs that helped them get out, get some big gains, and that led to points.
One more thing I want to talk to you about. Might be my favorite thing. Tyler Irvin. On 4 punt returns, he averaged 12.8 yards per return. And if you look at the league statistics, that's better than the league leader. Have you got yourselves a return guy?
Yeah, I think he did a great job of making people miss, but I thought everybody else did a much better job blocking for him. So that allowed the return to get going, and once it got going, like I said, he made a couple guys miss, and I was really happy to see that happen.
Thank you, Matt. Just ahead, Kenney Clark. Don't go away.
Snap to Haskins. Looking downfield under pressure, hit and sack. Coming right up the middle, Kenney Clark.
That's my favorite move, so it worked out fine.
His 2nd sack of the day.
Total Packers with Matt LaFleur is brought to you by Bell & Health and by Fleet Farm.
Hammered back on the play. Kenney Clark decked him for a loss.
And it was no contest.
Fumble again. Green Bay football.
Vote for Kenney on Twitter by tweeting the hashtag Pro Bowl vote plus his name or Twitter handle. Welcome back to Total Packers. Joining us now, Packers defensive tackle Kenney, the real deal Clark. Kenney, I just made that up. I kind of like it though. How about you?
I love it. I love it, man.
All right. Kenney, 10 wins. Now, I know this week in the locker room we'll hear it's one game at a time. We're not looking forward. However, just between us, are you thinking about the playoffs a little bit, seeding and all that good stuff?
I mean, you see all that kind of stuff, but like we always say, at the end of the day, to get where we want to go, we gotta win the division first, and we still haven't done that. That's the first step. Get these last 3 games, and the only way we're gonna do that is by doing one game at a time. So
there's been talk, Kenney, that the Washington win was kind of winning ugly. But let me run some stuff by you. 4 sacks, an interception, 2 forced fumbles, 262 total yards, 15 points. If that's winning ugly in a defensive sense, hey, ugly's okay with me.
Yeah, ugly. That's perfect with me. Anyway, anytime you can put on a defensive performance like that, holding the team to 15 points, it's great. That's a resilient team. These last couple of games, they had came back and beat their last 2 opponents. We came in with a great mindset, got after the quarterback, did a great job on defense, and made plays when it counted.
Individually speaking, a sack and a half for Kenney Clark. Pro Football Focus credited you with 5 pressures, tied with Preston Smith for the team lead. A good day rushing the passer for you.
Oh yeah, it's just, I feel like all year just been, pressuring the quarterback really well. Just haven't been just getting the sacks. So for me to get the sack finally and do all that kind of stuff, it felt pretty good. But I'm constantly improving on that, and just trying to just constantly get after the quarterback.
The first sack you shared with Tyler Fackrell, and that was a great case of pressure from more than 1 point. Zadarius Smith gets penetration, and you use that penetration to kind of pick off your blocker in for the sack. Can you talk about the importance of pressure from more than 1 point?
Yeah, you know, we kind of been doing that all year, just figuring out ways to just play off each other, and we constantly just learning how everybody rushes on the field. So, you know, G can really go anywhere. He lines up inside, outside, and you know, he can move around, you know, pretty much anywhere. So I kind of just used him as like a natural twist on that play, and it just freed me up a little bit.
The other sack, just a great individual move, which required excellent technique, which you've been working real hard on.
Oh yeah, that's something that I do every day. You know, working on at practice, and you know, that's just been working, you know, all year for me. Just push, pulling, just, you know, focus on, you know, clearing my hips out and stuff. So that's something that, you know, I watched on film, seeing that that's what he struggled with, and that's my favorite move. So it worked out fine.
Kenny, I was wondering, do you have to get a sack to feel totally good about a game? Now, again, going back to Pro Football Focus, they credit you with 51 pressures this season, which is an astronomical total for a guy playing inside. Is that okay? Is affecting the quarterback good enough?
It's okay. I mean, it's good enough, but I mean, a sack does make it feel better. You know, a sack does, you know, put the cherry on top, as you would say. But yeah, man, I'm getting at the quarterback. I'm trying to just, you know, help the team win. That's all I'm trying to do.
What always comes for bunches for you is tackles. You are now the leader in tackles on this team, the middle linebacker. Goes without saying. And then the next guy is one of the safeties, which is pretty typical throughout the National Football League. Yeah. Guy number 3 is sitting right here. Kenny, you got to go through all this traffic, really thick, and then even thicker blocker bodies to make those tackles. Very active this season.
Man, that's just my game. Always been a tackler. You know, it's always, you know, you don't never want to just be a guy that's just sitting up in a gap and just plugging holes and just not, you know, really making any plays or getting your name called out there. So, you know, I mean, that's what I love to do. I love to, you know, run and hit, really just, you know, play ball.
Kenny, you got the Bears coming up, and you beat these guys in the season opener way back when, 10-3. As I recall, you had a heck of an individual game. What do you think about this upcoming game with the Bears?
It's going to be a good game, man. You know, they're rolling right now. They had, you know, I think they won like 4 of their last 5. You know, so I'm pretty sure that they feel good. You know, we feeling good. You know, we 10-3. We on the roll, so it's gonna be a really good game. I mean, I'm excited about it, and you know, just it's always exciting. You know, playing the Bears. These division games, it's nothing, you know, better than it. And you know, for the last one to be at home, this is the last game at home. So you know, we got to leave a home stadium, you know, with everybody with smiles on their faces. So you know, hopefully we can get that win.
Kenny, thanks for being with us. Good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you.
Coming up, this week's Chalk Talk. Stay with us. Welcome back to Total Packers. Share your holiday spirit along with your Packers pride at the Packers Pro Shop with a huge selection of holiday ornaments, signs, tree toppers, and more. Your holiday wonderland can be a Packers paradise. Purchase in-store at Lambeau Field or online at PackersProShop.com. The Packers Pro Shop. One team, one store. Combine a good concept with a player who has a knack for it, and your opponent could have a problem. The concept is using a rover from time to time, and the player is Zadarius Smith. Here he settles in over the center, and let's watch him go to work. He is going to club and rip his way past not 1, but 2 Washington Redskin blockers. Then he's going to initiate the sack that Preston Smith finishes. 2-on-1, and 1 wins. If you're on offense, that should never happen, but it just did. Pass, run, Zadarius is equal opportunity. And you talk about knack, look at the timing on this play. He is already slipping behind that block. But the Redskins have 2 more blockers pulling down the line of scrimmage in his direction. But watch how he handles that. He just splits them, goes right in between them. They barely touch him. He's into the backfield, forcing the fumble. When Zadarius plays rover, if he is not making the play, he is probably making it for somebody else. This is another situation where he attracts multiple blockers, 1 and 2. And that leaves no blockers for Blake Martinez, who takes advantage, works his way down the line of scrimmage, and gets in on the tackle. Zadarius Smith playing rover and playing it well. A big factor in the Packers' 10th victory of the season.
It feels great, but we still got to keep chopping the wood. We still got to keep working because it's something that we're trying to do here, and that's be a great team and hopefully make it to the Super Bowl.
Total Packers with Matt LaFleur is brought to you by your local Chevrolet dealer, by Johnsonville, and by Spectrum.
First of all, congratulations. All right, so you guys, 10 wins. All right, with 3 more to go. That's not easy in this league. So congratulations, you guys, on 10 wins.
T-Train on 3, 1, 2, 3. T-Train!
Welcome back. Time to hand out game balls, and offensively, no surprise, Matt. Aaron Jones, 134 yards rushing, 58 receiving, and he averaged almost 9 yards a touch.
Yeah, he did a great job. And like I said, I thought everybody played well around him to help get him going, but certainly when he gets out in space, he's tough to bring down.
Defensively, you went with Adrian Amos, and let me read some of his numbers. 7 tackles, a sack, an interception, and a pass defense. Very active day for him, and he plays a playmaking position, and he certainly made them against Washington.
Yeah, he showed up in a big way. Had a big sack when they were backed up, where he came untouched, I think, through the B gap. Made a key interception on a 2-minute drive to end the first half.
Special teams, you go with Will Redmond, who has taken over the team lead in special teams tackles, but he plays them all. He's a core guy, isn't he?
He sure is. He's a 4-core guy, and it was good to have Will back out there. He's missed a couple games, and he made his presence felt.
Thank you, Matt. Coming up, the last word from the coach. Don't go away. Here's a look at the NFC playoff picture. The Saints are locked in because they're the winners of the NFC South. The Packers can clinch a playoff berth this week with a win over the Bears and a Rams loss or tie. The Rams play the Cowboys at 3:25 on Sunday. Welcome back to Total Packers. Time for the last word from the coach. And Matt, this week, the Chicago Bears, and the arrow is pointing up in Chicago.
It certainly is. You look at a Bears team that's won 3 games in a row, and they dominated last week versus the Dallas Cowboys. So we're going to have our hands full. It's going to be a good old-fashioned NFC North rivalry, and we're looking forward for our fans to come in, be extremely loud, and create that home field advantage for us.
Matt, does a game way back on September 5th that you guys won 10-3, how much of a factor is that in this one as you prepare for this game?
Well, we'll certainly look at it, but I think both teams have really grown from that first game of the season. That was quite a long time ago.
Matt, do you spend any time whatsoever on all the scenarios that are consuming all of our time?
No, I'll let you guys handle that. We just know that we're focused on the Chicago Bears, and if we look any further than that, then we're going to have problems. So we don't want to have those problems.
Thank you, Matt. Good luck against the Bears, and thank you for watching. Until next time, take care.
Here's the snap to A-Rod. Looking, waiting, lofts, end zone, got his man, touchdown, Robert Tonyan. Haskins looking, steps up, he's hit and sacked, and down he goes. Preston Smith arrived on the scene.
Say defense wins championships. Do you guys feel like you were a championship defense tonight, or at least this being your best game of the whole season?
Definitely, man. We played against a really good team, and a really good quarterback. And Kirk Cousins has been playing really well as of late, and it's just been hearing all week, how much it doesn't matter, what back was in there, they're gonna run the ball on us and all kinds of stuff. And I just think we stopped the run. We won the line of scrimmage battle, and they weren't able to play action and do all that kind of stuff that they do to get some easy throws and some chunk plays. And we just got them in a drop back passing game, and we all got to them. Me, Back Road, Preston, Z, all of us. We just got to them.
How good does all this feel? The shirt, the hat, everything.
It feels great, man. I was saying this earlier, like my rookie year, I really didn't play that much. So like when we won the division, I didn't really understand how hard everybody works. I didn't come to OTAs. I didn't understand how much work you put into to have this moment and to do this. And then for me to be a part of this, all the hard work in the OTAs, training camp, and just the ups and downs during the season, it just feels good. It just feels good, and now I really understand, what it takes to, win a division, how much work you got to put in to do this. I feel good. That's pretty cool.
Thank you so much. Appreciate you.
Yeah. And it was a particular saying, you guys control the line of scrimmage.
Yes, sir.
And that was a big, huge key to victory. Is it particularly satisfying to get the win with doing it that way, real deal football?
I swear, it feels so good to just, the defense about, and even just the situations we were put in, and to just come out on top, to be, they was +3 at halftime. We could have easily, tucked our tails, and they could have got up big on us, and we just didn't quit. It just speaks to the character of how close we are as a team, the character of our guys, and it's never no quit. And we got the most confidence in the world that we can beat anybody. We got to just play good football.
We're still on in December.
Oh yeah. Got another sack in December, so I guess it's cool to start calling me Mr. December now.